Hi, my name is David. I'd like you to listen to me for the next 5 minutes. I want to give you some very important information that can change your life. Not so long ago, I thought I had a peaceful life. I worked in the transport sector. I didn't have any major problems. Everything was fine. However, from today's perspective, I see it as average. I lived with the idea that it had to be like this, and I was fine with it. My earnings allowed me to support myself, to have a little entertainment, and have some savings. Everything started to change in the first weeks of 2020. You know for sure what I'm talking about because a moment later it affected almost every human being on the planet, the COVID-19 pandemic. At first, I didn't really care about it. The virus was far away and I didn't believe it could affect my country. The next few weeks changed everything. Coronavirus turned out to be extremely dangerous to health, but what surprised me the most, the economy. The restrictions and limitations appeared. People were forced to stay at home. Many companies, due to lack of orders, started to lay off employees. Some of them went bankrupt. This fear also appeared in the company where I was employed. At first, I thought that everything was temporary, and after a few weeks, the pandemic would pass and the world would go back to normal. As you can see, the global pandemic is still going on. Restrictions and recommendations are changing, but no one can be as sure of a peaceful tomorrow as we all were a few months ago. Since I had some savings, I wasn't afraid of losing my job or having my salary reduced. I knew that I would be at risk of unemployment for some time. I also had some funds in a savings account at the bank. It wasn't a very significant amount, and the account rates weren't very impressive. I argued that such an interest rate profit was better than none. Many times in the past, I wondered if I shouldn't have invested that money, but I didn't know what to do. Besides, I was fearful that I wouldn't be able to deal with it because I had no investment experience. The subsequent stages of the economic freeze brought another change. The banks lowered interest rates to such absurdly low levels that I might as well keep my savings at home. It was a breakthrough moment for me. I could leave my funds at microscopic interest rates or do something that would make the money work for me. One day I found a platform, go.smarttradecoin.com, that had been on the market for several years. I discovered that over 100,000 people are using its services. I was skeptical, but I read the opinions about the platform. They were positive and the users were really satisfied with the platform. I started to be interested in its services. I saw that everything is very simple and no prior experience is required. Anyway, during my work in transport, I didn't really have a chance to gain such skills. In this case, it was completely different. I'll show you how it works. It's very simple. I couldn't believe it at first either. First of all, there's a simple registration to start using this platform. It only takes a few minutes. Everything is very intuitive, so you can start the investment process quickly. Each registered user has their own profile. Here you can see how much money I managed to earn on investments. This was done in a very short time. Just think about how much you can earn in a year. You can earn thousands of dollars and more. It all depends on your initial investment and your commitment. It is very simple to do, but first of all, you have to make a decision and you have to be willing to do it. When I saw the money earned on my account, I was shocked. It proved that it really works. You're probably interested in how much money you need to invest in order to make these profits. There is no simple answer to this question. I invested $2,000 and I made $4,300. It all depends on your financial circumstances and your earnings expectations. That's what the transfer of funds for investment is all about. You should be aware of how much you are able to allocate for this purpose. Always keep in mind that the cryptocurrencies market is ruled by different regulations than traditional stock exchange trading. In this case, changes can be more rapid. Every form of investment involves some risk. This is the first time in my life that I have taken such a risk and it paid off. Most people think that everything in life will come on its own. Everyone is waiting for something, but they don't know what. For an inheritance from a rich family or for winning the lottery, people think that money will finally come into their lives in a magical way. That's not how it works. The only person who can help you get the money is you. You decide your future. You decide whether you'll live the way you want to. I took a risk and invested. As you can see, I've gained a lot from it. The coronavirus pandemic continues, but I'm living as good a life as ever before. Meanwhile, the company I worked for actually ceased to exist. My colleagues have lost their jobs. Even those optimists who said the pandemic wasn't dangerous and everything would pass quickly. I just want to be clear. I don't mind positivity. However, it's important that rational decisions and actions go hand in hand with it. Are you afraid? It's normal. Everyone is scared of walking into the unknown, but I'm glad that I made a decision that paid off, because whoever doesn't risk it doesn't drink champagne. If I decided to leave my funds in a bank account right now, I would have exactly the same amount. As you can see, right now I have much more. I can use these funds to make my dreams come true, or for further investments. I fully appreciate that my fate is in my hands. I am responsible for my future. With this platform, my life has changed completely. Not only in financial terms, I've also changed my thinking. My new mantra is, don't dream your life, just live your dreams. Check for yourself on go.smarttradecoin.com.